Alright, so the next step, after we've completed these first two vertical facing layers, is not actually to build this third vertical facing layer. That's the last step. Instead, we want to build just this upper layer. And we're going to start that by building the upper layer's yellow cross. So there's really 4 cases for how it can look, one of which is the solved state, when the upper layer is solved. The other is when none of the edges are solved, as can be seen here. None of the yellow edges are in this upper layer. A third case is when 2 edges are solved and 2 are not, and the edges that are solved are adjacent to each other. And the final case is when the edges are opposite to each other. So, what do we do in each of those cases? Well, we're going to do an algorithm, but the algorithm is one we already know with a setup move. So what are setup moves? Setup moves are moves that you do, but then you cancel immediately after. But that doesn't mean I'm going to do an F and then do an F prime. It means I'm going to do my setup move, in this case an F, then my algorithm, which is actually the sexy move, RUR prime, U prime, and then do an F prime to undo the setup move. So it's not actually breaking up as much as even the edge insertion algorithm, but all I really want you to do is setup move with an F, sexy move, RUR prime, U prime, F prime, which undoes that initial setup move. So when we have just no edges solved, the setup move will be F, the sexy move, F prime. And that brings it to this case, where the edges are solved, but they're solved only in the front upper slot and the front right slot, or the up right slot and the up front slot. And these two need to be at the clock positions of 3 and 6 in order to go on to the next phase. So when you have the dot case is the worst because you can't actually solve it in one step. You have to first do, again, F, RU, R prime, U prime, which is the sexy move, and then F prime. And that brings you to the case where these 2 edges are solved. If they were solved into any other position after you inserted this into the second layer, if they were in any other position, you need to move these 2 to the 3 and 6 o'clock position with U moves. And then from here, you're going to do a lowercase f, that is, move both this front layer, but also the yellow center with it. You're going to do little f, 2 layer turn, and then the sexy move, R, U, R prime, U prime, and then undo the little f, and this produces the yellow cross. So again, from here, we've got these 2 edges that are solved into the 3 and 6 o'clock positions. We're going to do little f, the movement of these 2 layers about this front face clockwise, little f, R, U, R prime, U prime, undo the little f, moving not just one layer, but both layers back. And this completes the yellow cross. The other position you can be in is when they're solved opposite to each other. In this case, you want them at the 3 and 9 o'clock positions. It doesn't matter if it's this way or if it's this way. The yellow edges are all we're focusing on, and so these need to be at the 3 and 9 o'clock positions, and then you're going to do capital F, R, U, R prime, U prime, and then undo the capital F with a capital F prime, and this also creates the yellow cross. That's really all there is to it. So, happy cubing.